Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders, lift them up and curl them round. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Interlock the fingers, reach them outstretched to look at your heel of your opposite foot. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet, choose one side. Sit on that side, making sure that when you sit on that side, you still have that cable straight up rather than tilting, okay? Here we go. Cross and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good golden cockerels now, okay? Well, actually, I see someone maybe figuring out what I meant. Okay, so maybe it's easy for me to do it wrong and then do it correct, and then you'll get a visual as to what's wrong on a Heisman. The Heisman should be a cross and a hold and straight up as a post, so we're shifting our weight. So if you can just stand there, this is what it means to shift your weight. You flex that knee, you bear all the weight. So now you stop, and when you cross, this is the way it should be. It should be this way so that I'm straight as a post here. If I do not understand that, I would be like this, right? Or I could even be like this, a little not as extreme, but I'm not straight, I'm bent to my right. So the whole purpose of this is to shift weight and bear the weight in good Tai Chi posture. Just like Yang style Tai Chi, where the hand is not, the joints are not stiff, but relaxed, the same thing applies. It looks outstretched, it is outstretched, but not to the full max. It's relaxed, okay? All right. You wanna try one on each side, okay? Here we go. Cross and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift weight and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and so when you see yourselves in a video or when you practice it with a mirror, check to see if that pose is straight, okay? That will help you to uniform all your posture whenever you do Tai Chi, but a carryover to everyday activities, okay? So reviewing our feet alignment, okay? When we have a T stance, we know that we're making the capital letter T. But do we also know that in Tai Chi, there has to be a fully weighted foot and an unweighted foot, or an insubstantial foot and a substantial foot? That we're not too clear, but this is what it requires. Full weight on the right foot, do it now. Less weight or no weight, the better you can get no weight on the advancing left foot. This is called a T stance. You notice that I am flexed on the knee to bear all that weight. I now want to come on an L stance. We said we need to come out and to the side, but not so far out and to the side that it's going to stretch us. But we need the gap between the 2 feet. So how are we going to do it? We're going to come out and to the side. Where? Out and to the side in one motion on your heel. So where with your hand on the heel? Here, here. Use it with your heel. Do it with your heel. Hands on your waist. Out with your heel. Where's your weight? On the same foot, which is the right. You're going to move that energy up across your leg, your thigh, your hips, your waist, your shoulders, and then flatten down to make a bow stance. When we're at a bow stance, we check our Tai Chi posture. Are we straight up? Or is our knee beyond our toe? Push your knee beyond your toe. What happens? This is poor posture. We need to bring the knee in line with our toe. There is a bow in the front and an arrow in the back. Be careful, the arrow is straight but not locked in. So it should be relaxed and straight. Then we learn to sit back and sit down on an imaginary stool to allow us to move our front foot. The front foot should have hardly any weight before it can move. We then can twist or pivot on our heel, firm down without moving our level, bringing our right foot to a T, and we repeat. Out on an L, generate that energy, flatten out the front foot, turn with the back, straighten out with a bow and arrow. Sit back, sit down on an imaginary stool, pivot on your heel, firm down, make your capital T, out on an L, move that energy, flatten out, 45 in the back, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, firm down, T, L, move the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, firm down, T, L, turn the hips and waist, bow. Sit back, sit down, pivot, firm down, T, L, turn the hips and waist, move that energy, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot. Okay, so now, all right. We learned that to be a good golden cockerel, we'd have to have good Tai Chi posture. Going over the 8 elements, we first drop our shoulders. When we drop our shoulders, we find that our middle finger is to the side seam of our pants. We also felt our chest suddenly taking a dip. So it's not straight as a board, but kind of dips inward. As a result of those two things, our butt tucks under rather than protrude or stiff as a board. Our tongue is on our palate, which is a given. Our chin is not parallel to the ground, but slightly down. But our glance remains ahead, out into infinity. What did I miss now? The knees, because there's no energy generated, no movement started, it cannot be flexed. But it should be ready for action. If it's ready for action, it cannot be stiff or locked in, it has to be relaxed. And we're adhering to the danten. Our danten is 2 inches below our navel. It is our center of gravity. If we should waver to the right or left or back or front, that center of gravity is lost. So you want to make sure that it's straight up with the danten of in your head. So that cable really helps us to remind us we need to be straight up as a post. Okay? Okay, and head straight up, okay? All right. So we know that we're going to shift our weight to the left to be a golden cockerel standing on its left. So let's try that. Center, lift, up, counterbalance. Shift weight, up, center, counterbalance. Shift weight, up, counterbalance. And we're still in Tai Chi posture. And we find that when the hand goes up, the foot goes up. The hand goes up, the foot goes up. The other hand that doesn't go up pushes down, like opposites, yin and yang. Center, push down. Center, up, down. Center, up, down. One more set. Center, up, down. Shift weight, center, up, down. Okay? So let me do it for you and then give you a little bit more details. We take our time, yes. But sometimes that time is, for me or for others, maybe just right and others may be too long. But we listen to our body. If it's too long and you can't hold it, then by all means, change your position. You don't have to stretch out and overbear whatever you cannot do. So we said to center ourselves, the foot that comes up comes towards our center, just the way the hand that comes up centers ourselves. We know that the hand that does not rise pushes down, but it doesn't push down and then the other hand come up. They're simultaneous motions. Comes up, pushes down. Comes up, pushes down. We know that when I use the word hand, we are not purely thinking of hands. We're not purely thinking of hands. The way I'm using the word hands is inclusive of our core muscles and our mind. That's what drives Tai Chi movements. Okay? So remember that. Yes, you know that you have to center. Yes, you know you have to push down and bring it up. But everything generates from your core. Okay? And everybody has their own core. And what we're trying to do is build up a stronger core to keep physically fit for balance, for strength, okay? Endurance. So it doesn't happen in a few minutes. It doesn't happen in 10 lessons, but it happens over a period of time. The better we can understand our body by doing Tai Chi, the clearer we are as to how to keep ourselves fit, okay? So now we're going to practice kicking out. Just like Golden Cockerel, we're going to have to shift our weight, and we're going to have to center. The center is here. When we center, we need to bring up the foot and the hand together. We cannot bring up the foot, then bring up the hand on purpose, okay? That's not good Tai Chi. That's not going to help you balance. But we also learned that our hands never cross. What do I mean? The hands never cross, except for here, but they come out in line with the kick. The right hand comes out with the right kick, whereas the left hand uses the counter or opposite direction. So in doing it correctly, we would do it something like this. If we did not understand that principle, we would say, follow the kick, and that's fine. This hand is not in the opposite counterbalance way. When we do our left kick, we stand, we firm down on that right. Our left hand comes up, our left foot comes up, and this is the kick out, following the kick. Okay? So I'm going to turn around and be like you, and then we're going to practice. When we practice, we try to think through what our body wants, what we want our body to do, okay? Use your mind. Don't let it sleep, okay? So we have an open stance. We're going to kick out, first with our left, upright, outright. Shift weight, center, and out. Shift weight, center, and out. Last set. Okay? So every time you falter or you feel that you don't have the balance that you want, focus on your danten. Focus on your danten. So say you hear a screech of the cars or something loud, and it's interfering with your focus. Focus quickly on your danten. But don't just focus when you feel you're going to fall, but always focus, but more so when you feel you're going to lose your balance, okay? Warm up 2 times, and then let's put our hands together. T stance, L stance, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, firm down, T stance, L stance, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, firm down, T, L. Turn hips and waist, bow. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Firm down. T. L. Turn the hips and waist, bow. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Left hand 2 inches below your navel, right hand on the top, holding your Tai Chi ball. Move the Tai Chi ball on an L. Turn the hips and waist. Split your hands as you do a bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Firm down. Hold your ball for centering. Out on an L, move that ball. Expend the energy, feet and hands. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Firm down. T and ball. L and ball. Here it is. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Firm down. T. Out and to the side. Part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. T and ball. L and ball. Here it is. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Ball and T. L and ball. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball. And pause. Okay, I'm going to turn around. You keep your ball. Keep your ball. Keep your ball. Keep your ball. Okay. Okay, pretty good. Very good. Remember now, the parameters of the size of the ball is dependent upon you, your size, your height. 2 inches below your navel. Chest level. Bring your arms together rather than apart. Together, okay, inward, so that you cannot see my elbows from the back. Once you see this is not a good Tai Chi ball. But when you cannot see it, this is the way it should be. 2 inches below your navel, 2 inches. A little further down here, but Ken had a good suggestion. If you hold your ball like this, everybody hold it wrong, like me, holding it here. Now you take a feel of your shoulders. They feel like they're raised, but once you drop the ball to the correct parameter, 2 inches below your navel, your shoulders drop with you. That is your Tai Chi posture, okay? So you want to remember that. Even though you have the correct parameters of your ball and your shoulders are raised, not good. It has to come down. Has to come down. So it's often said that Tai Chi is a discipline that when you learn it, you're always in a semi-squat position. If you're in a semi-squat position, which you are when you're holding your ball because you've lowered your shoulders, you know that over time you're going to gain more strength in your limbs and you are going to be then centered. But if you do it stiffly like this, it's no good. It's not Tai Chi, okay? It's wrong. You've got to get your posture right. All right. We'll learn commencing form again, and then we're going to move on to repulsing of the monkey, okay? So in commencing form, we have good Tai Chi posture, and this is a demo, and we need to open our feet. So we're at 50-50, even distribution of weight, because that is Tai Chi posture. When we commence, we shift all our weight to our right. So that allows our heel to come up. We're on our arch, we're on our sole, we're on our toe while we're gaining 80, 90, 100%, then we can lift off the ground, open with our toe, slowly come down with our sole, arch, and our heel. 50-50 again. Our hands fingers that are at our side seam start to rotate to the front of our thighs. We wear our mittens and we elevate and take a deep breath in to shoulder level. At shoulder level, we reverse the process and we sink down. Till about waist level, then our fingers come down as if we were on a table, placing our hands on a table. Okay? So we're going to stand there and do it with me. I'm going this way, you're going that way. Okay? You're opening this way, but when I'm facing you, I'm going to go this way, but you go that way. Okay? All right, good Tai Chi posture. Dropping those shoulders, sinking your chest, tucking your butt. We're at 50-50. The right foot gets 60, 70, 80. Your heel comes up on your left. You're on your toe. You're going to balance. You're going to put your toe down, your arch down, your heel down as your hands rotate to the middle of the thighs. You take a deep breath in as you elevate as if you're drawing up water. At shoulder level, you reverse. You show me your palms and slightly close them, face them towards your desktop. Okay, let's try that. Up here, shoulder level, you're going to come down by showing me your palms and then slowly put them on the desk. Okay, and everybody should have elevated and then come down on their, flexing their knee, because the next step would be then to round out and hold your ball. Okay? All right, so this is what we learned. We learned that in commencing form, we have good Tai Chi posture, and we are then at 50-50, but slowly shifting the weight to our right. And as we do that, we can then elevate different parts of our foot. And when we're steady, we come out just as slow as we came up is the slowness that we come down, 50-50. And then we rotate, our hands rotate to the middle of our thighs. We wear our mittens and we elevate at shoulder level. We drop our shoulders, drop our elbows, drop our wrists, flex our knee to we're on our desktop. Then can you follow and do this? I'll be on the opposite. Left hand comes closer to your dantian. Right hand comes to your chest. And you're on a T stance. All right, here we go. Come down, put it on the desk, round out your ball, bring your top hand to your chest. One more time. Come down, put it on the desk, left hand closer to your dantian, right hand on the top. Can you hold your ball? Where's your weight? Good, I don't have to tell you. Your weight is on your right. Therefore, that knee should be flexed because you want to be safe, because your left foot is going to advance. So how is it going to advance? We're going to take an L stance. Move the ball on an L. Move that energy on a bow stance by parting the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Firm down, form your ball on a T. Out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Here it is, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Firm down, T and ball. L and ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Firm down, T and ball. L and ball, stretch out. Now keep your form there. What happens to your left hand? Can you correct your left hand without being told? The left hand should be cocked at the wrist, not flat and going to sleep. Try it again. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, firm down. T and ball. Out on an L. Move that ball and part the wild horse's mane. Make sure that finger, that wrist on the right is cocked, holding the ball, okay, on top of a ball. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. T ball. L ball, move that energy, stretch. Sit back, sit down, pivot, and hold your ball on a pause. Okay, so picking up more details by watching, okay? right, I'm going to put some words to what I want you to see so that I make sure that you are aware of it. I'm flexed down because I have energy stored on my right foot. The size of the ball remains the same no matter this way or that way. The size of the ball remains the same. My left foot is ready to go. I'm on a T stance. I move into an L. I move the ball. I do not just keep that ball in the center as much as I can and then try to put out my L stance. So we remember that in Tai Chi, everything works as a unit. So that's one or two elements that I want to call attention to. Following that, we want to make sure, an obvious one is that the hand that does not extend sits to the side of my thigh as if it were holding yet another ball on the top. It can never hold another ball from the top if it's this way. It does nothing for me for balance if it goes to sleep. But it does something for me because it makes my post or cable upright. It's in line or in good alignment or in good tune or good shape. The same occurs on the other side, although you won't see my hand. My ball should remain the same in size. I come out on an L, I move that ball, my energy then disperses, and you will see that hand that sits to the side. So that hand is usually the hand that's pretty lazy because we're more concerned about how we look and how that front hand flares out. But for safety, this hand is really important. It counterbalances our forward movement and keeps us upright. So to piggyback on what I just said, if I did not understand this, I would then make that hand go to sleep and follow my advancing hand. As you can see, I will eventually fall. But once I catch myself, okay, I will eventually fall. But if I catch myself and say, I know that other hand will keep me erect, I have safety measures on me with a hand that's cocked, and I don't follow that forward hand, and my knee is always adhering to my toe. I never go forward, okay? And Ken's telling me that no matter what we do, that pose is so important. Obviously, you can see that my pose is bent. We need to bring it back up. Everybody has that center, okay? And that's why we drill so hard on it. The movements are generated by our mind because we're thinking it through, and generated by our muscles in the back, not just a hand motion. Along with that now, it's easy to say, but maybe hard to explain, is that the reason why we want heavily weighted, substantial foot on one is because that's where our energy is. If we had not put all our 99% of our energy on the back and kept up like this, can you see that to get to part the wild horse's mane, I have that much less energy to move myself. But once I get 100%, I can easily disperse that energy. So it's limiting you, and that's not good Tai Chi. However, we're just learning Tai Chi. We're in our beginning stages. So if you can give me 60, 70, 80, 91% in the back, I would rather have that than 50-50, okay? So we're moving into a bigger bracket, a fuller understanding, and over time, with strength and endurance and better understanding, we will be able to move that or get to our goal. Okay, any questions so far? I'm going to move on to something else. But don't forget that when I move on to something else, it does not mean that 90% of you have accomplished it, 80 or 75%. But I will challenge you, and at the same time, over a period of time, we can get better. So I'm going to teach you the second movement, which is repulsing of the monkey. So when you repulse anything, you're usually pushing somebody or something away, okay? So in this second movement, we are repulsing the monkey. So after we come down with our commencing form, come down, put it on the desk, we center one hand, and the other hand rises higher. We open both palms to the ceiling. We glance at the back hand. We bring that hand by moving our core closer to our head. We turn our neck and head. We acknowledge the center, and we repulse by pushing that monkey away, and at the same time, pulling him back, okay? We center, we glance at the back hand that's higher. We open both palms to the ceiling. We watch that hand come through, turning our neck and our head, meeting and acknowledging that center, and repulse the monkey. Okay? Let's get the bigger picture. Let's do that as a way of seeing how you repulse the monkey. Okay? We'll start this way, and then I'm going to turn, and when I turn, you know I'll be the opposite. Okay? So coming down, shoulder length, shoulder height. Flex your knees, show me your palm, lay it on the desk. Center the left hand, right hand rises up higher, opens to the ceiling, watching the top or back hand coming closer to your head, turning your head and neck, meeting both hands in the center as you repulse the monkey, pulling back, pushing forward. Center, which is already centered, higher, open to the ceiling, bringing it to the area of your ear, turning your neck and head, acknowledging that center, repulsing of the monkey. Center, higher, glance, head, turn, meet, slide. Center, higher, glance, open, ear, turn, head, meet, slide. Center, higher, open, glance, ear, turn, meet, slide. Center, higher, open, glance, head, turn, meet, slide. One more set. Center, higher, glance, ear, turn, meet, slide. Last one. Center, higher, open, glance, ear, turn, meet, slide. Okay, so it's a little complicated when I face you, okay? But this is what we should be careful about doing correctly. Come down. The left hand is centering. The right hand rises up higher. We open both to the ceiling. We watch that hand in the back come to our ear. We turn, we meet, and then we slide. We center, higher, we open, we glance, we bring it to the ear, turn our neck, meet, and we slide, okay? All right, now your turn to watch, okay? Your turn to watch. Your turn to watch. Okay, now I'm going to put words to what I want you to be aware of, okay? The left hand centers my body. The right hand rises up higher. I open both hands or palms to the ceiling. I glance at the back hand. I watch it come through. I turn my neck and my head. I acknowledge that center. I slide forward and back. When I slide forward and back now, I don't want it up here. Why don't I want it up here? That's that same thing. My shoulders went up. I want it down here. I didn't drop my shoulders. They were already at the level all the time. But once I decide that I want to bring this hand here, my shoulders rose up. So keep that drop there, okay? So that's a little bit more advanced, but I want to correct it now. So when I say acknowledge, it's not like if you just didn't acknowledge it. This is not acknowledging it. They're just two separate hands working at two different positions. So when I say acknowledge, this is what I mean. You glance, you turn, as if you say hi, or I know you're there, and then you slide. You do not have to stop to say, here it is, look, I know you're here. All you need to do is acknowledge it and slide. Okay? You also notice, and I know that you all are trying, is that once they acknowledge, it's symmetrical. The amount that you push forward is the same amount that you push back. The parameter is this hand that, remember, doesn't come up but comes down, does not come down where my, my fist, my palm is at my hip. It just comes back this way. Almost in line with my shoulder, but slightly back. So can we try that? Come down on the desk, center, higher, open, glance, bring it to the ear, turn your face, acknowledge, slide correctly. So you can see that when you slid correctly, it went slightly beyond your elbow. That's all we need, maybe 2 inches beyond your elbow to the side here. Okay? Not at the elbow, but slightly, so it's relaxed again. Okay? That's a refinement. And all the time that we're doing Tai Chi, we're wearing wearing your mittens. So, yeah, it's okay. It's okay if you forget to wear your mittens. But if you remember, hey, that's more of an improvement or progress, okay? The way I'm teaching it is making sure that every little detail is adhered to or acknowledged or that you're aware of. But in doing it to the T, you may look very robotic, okay? But it's okay because you're recognizing that each detail is important. But slowly, you will add some softness and smoothness to your movements. So we are on a journey. You cannot just jump and get to your goal. You're going to have to work on increments, okay? It's okay to be robotic. But then, like we have already heard, it's like connecting those dots. You can smooth them out over time. All right. Let's string along commencing form and repulsing of the monkey, okay? Good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders, growing a little taller, but still dropping those shoulders. Commencing form, 50-50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, open, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, rotate. Deep breath, wear your mittens. Shoulder level, drop your shoulders, drop your elbows, drop your wrists, show me your palms, set it on your desk, flex your knee. Center the left, right hand rises, opens both palms to the ceiling. Glancing as your back hand comes closer to your head. Turning, neck and head, acknowledging, sliding forward as you repulse the monkey. Centering, higher, glance, open. Bring it to your ear. Turn your head and neck, acknowledging, sliding. This is a drill. Center, higher, open, glance, ear, turn, meet, slide. Center, higher, open, glance, ear, turn, meet, slide. Center, higher, glance, open, ear, turn, meet, slide. Center, higher, open, glance, ear, meet, turn, meet, slide. One more. Set, center, higher, open, ear, turn, acknowledge, slide. Center, higher, open, glance, meet, head, turn, meet, slide. Okay, good. So you know that's kind of fun, but you know that it's not that easy for first timers and even second or third or 10 timers, because the hands are not always palms up and they're not always moving and something is being centered. There's so many little itty bitty things that you have to be aware of. But to me, that's very good because one, your mind has to really think hard. You're going to have to use your mind. Two, because to coordinate your hand and feet motions is powerful if you can do it. Nobody else can do it for you. So in accomplishing those kinds of goals, it makes you more confident, sure of your body, knowing your body, and you're on top of the world because you can control your own self. Okay? So let me show you what I mean and show you where I think there are some problems. Okay? So these are the obvious problems. This hand in the center does not open. And for some reason, they don't know how to meet. One hand is saying, I'm talking to the flooring, and this guy is saying, I don't care about you. Okay? Something like that. So the logic now is, what is the more sensible thing? The center hand waits and keeps me centered because I need a focus. The monkey is in front of me. I want to get that power and push him. If this hand is way here and here, I am not able to do it as well. Here's another way to think about it. We often talk about balls and how we have an imaginary Tai Chi ball. If I put my centered hand in the proper way, what can I hold? What can I hold? A ball. Can I hold a ball like this? So therefore, the obvious answer is no. So you're going to be able to get ready for a ball coming from the ceiling. Whereas the other hand catches the ball that's coming straight at me, or I am now able to center powerfully and repulse that monkey who is in the center, just as the way that your friend is in the front where you're giving a snack. It's always centering you, never to the side in these situations. So let's try it again, okay? Starting from commencing form. Okay. Good Tai Chi posture. Grow a little taller through your spine. Keep your Tai Chi posture. Commencing form, 50-50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, open, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Rotate your hands. Take a deep breath in as you elevate, as you draw up water. At shoulder level, reverse the process. Drop your shoulders, drop your elbows, drop your wrists, flex your knees. Put your hands on the table. Center the left hand. Rise that back hand or right hand higher as you open both to the ceiling. Watch that hand come closer to your head. Turn your head and neck. Meet acknowledged in the center. Repulse of the monkey. Center, higher, glance, open. Move the back hand. Turn the neck. Meet in the center. Repulse of the monkey. This time, make sure you can catch that ball coming in various directions. Open. Are you ready to catch that ball on the left hand coming from the ceiling? Bring that hand closer to your neck. Turn. Meet. Are you ready to catch that ball or push that monkey away in the center? Are you ready to catch that ball in the center coming from the ceiling? Are you able to glance and make ready for that repulsing or catching that ball in the center? Center, higher, glance, ear, turn, catch your balls, repulse. Center, higher, follow, catch, pull back. Center, higher, open, glance, ear, turn, catch those balls, repulse your monkey. Center, higher, glance. No words. Let's see if you can do it yourself. Internalize. Okay, so now you feel like you're doing Tai Chi. If you feel that you're getting confused, you slow it down and you listen for cues. But what we want to do is get it so that we're smooth and pretty much automatic. But that comes over time, not within just a few minutes. For those of you who have been with me in this class for many times, you can refine your movements. If you were to do this for half an hour, I can guarantee that you will not be tired, but you will have a sense of relaxation. You will not only have relaxation, but you will have muscle strength and endurance. You will learn to focus better. You will pay attention to details. So how is this advantageous? Last one. How is this advantageous? How is this advantageous? It's advantageous because it's a discipline. It's teaching us that we need to take our time, pay attention to detail. When we have too many things on our mind, we can't get anything done correctly. We learn to keep out the extraneous thoughts. We bring new knowledge, relaxation, and peace when we practice any movement of Tai Chi. Okay, very good. So you'll feel maybe things taxing, and that's good. Maybe your knees, maybe you're just standing up for so long. It may be your arms, but just remember that they're not purely arms, they're not purely legs and thighs and knees, but it's your core. The core is what you want to build on. If you get to a point where you are using your core, you will not feel as stressed, okay? But once you tense up and you're only using your arm, or like when you learn to write your penmanship and you're only using small muscles, then it's taxing on it. But when you learn to use the whole hand and the upper arm, it becomes a little bit more comfortable, okay? So The best way to learn Tai Chi is to come to class. If not, watch the online videos. And the best way is to practice. And practice could take many forms. Practice could be actually getting up and doing it. Practice could be just watching it. But you decide for yourself what your body and your time constraints can afford you, okay? And remember that we're on a journey. A journey is usually fun, no pressure, but we are going to get into harder movements.